back to my channel. How are you guys doing? I hope you all are doing great. Today I am back with a new iDOO. A new iDOO hydroponic LED light system. This one is a 12 pod system. The one that I had showed you previously, if you'd seen that before, is a 7 pod system. And if you guys are interested in that one and learning more about a smaller system, I will link that video down below. But they sent me, the company that makes iDOO, sent me out this gardening system, which is a little bit different. It's a little bit bigger, and I wanted to test it out and see what it was like and put it together for you guys and assemble it and see what I think about it. So this is the bigger one. I mentioned that it was coming in my Instagram stories, so if you guys are interested in updates and projects and videos coming out and stuff, make sure that you check out my Instagram and my Facebook, The Mythical Mom, and you guys can get all those details. I also wanted to mention, if you guys are interested in purchasing this iDOO that I'm going to show you today, I have a link in the description below, and I also have a coupon code, so you guys can copy and paste the coupon code and it will be listed in the description below as well. So let's get into this thing. This open. So let me show you. First thing we got here, we have a manual, owner's manual, and instructions of buttons and method of planting seeds on the back of that. And then let's get this out. Okay, throw the box back there. So we have some nice packaging here. Get rid of all that. So this model obviously comes in black. The previous model, which I have sitting right here, comes in red, white, and black, I believe. But this one just comes in black. So first we have our top panel here, which is our LED lights. So let's take the plastic off that and have a look here. So that's what the LED lights look like. I thought it was interesting, this model has a fan. So the other model does not have a fan to it, it just has the LED lights up top there. This one's gonna create a little bit of air circulation to make your plants a little stronger, to help fight off things like mildew and things like that, keeping good air circulation. So I thought that was nice. Also, the next thing I noticed is that the buttons on the top are a little bit different than the other buttons, which we'll get into here in a few minutes. But there's our top piece. Set that aside. Here we have the bottom. I'm gonna lift off this. Okay, so this is obviously the tray where we set our pods down inside. We got 12 nice big spaces there. That looks good. One thing that I did notice about this is the pods for these are round. The pods for the previous one were more square. Not that that really matters, but they're not going to be interchangeable. I just wanted to point that out to you. If you had maybe ones for this one and then you were going to use them for this one, they won't fit. So just as an FYI there. And then let's see what all we got inside here. Just to contact them if you have any trouble. Warranty registration paper. Then we have some of the soil plugs that we put inside the pods. There are 24 of them, so there's 2 packs of those. Then we have the pods themselves. These are just plastic round pods that fit down inside this top plate that I just showed you. Here we have some plugs that go over top in case you don't have anything in those pods right at the moment or whatever, and you don't want it to just be open while you have some of the other ones going. You can put a plug over top. And this one, they also included some tags. So you can put a tag in each one of the pods, and then you know what you have growing there. And then these ones are just the caps that go over the top to help your seedlings germinate. Here we have a box. Let's see what's in the box. Oh boy. Oh, for the love of Pete. Okay, this box has our A and B solution. A, B, plant food. You mix these. Yes, you put water in these. I showed this in the other video. I'll show it in this one as well. But basically, you put some water in these. You shake them up until they are all dissolved. And then the tops of these are little measuring caps. And you put 5 milliliters of each A and B solution in 1 liter of water and fill up your system. This system is a 4-liter system. I believe this one was a 5, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll see, but that's that. I'll go through that a little better later. And then, let's see what's in the last box. Yes, it is. It's a plug. One thing that I did notice that they stressed in the instructions a lot looking at it, said to make sure to never turn your system on without water in it. That will mess up your entire system, mess up the pump and everything else. So make sure you don't plug it in unless you have water in it. And then this last piece that's inside here is our extending arm that holds our light on top. Oh, for the love of Pete. Hold on. The extending arm got me. I had to run for the scissors. Okay, so there's our extending arm. It's gonna go in here, and then our light is gonna sit on top of that. I'll show you that here in a second. So let me get some of this stuff cleared out of the way and we'll get to assembly. Okay, so I feel like assembling this one is gonna be quite easy. Maybe it's just because I already did the other one, but there's really not much to it. I did wanna show you real quick, right here, this little tiny black box, that is your pump. All that does is circulate the water, making sure that everything stays nice and stirred up and that there's air in the water. You need to oxygenate. Why does that sound so weird? I don't know. It needs to get air inside the water, and so that's what this little pump does. So let's get this put together. First, we're gonna take our little arm here, and there is a little button. You wanna make sure that those are to the back, okay? So also this little extending arm needs to go to the back, and that just snaps into place down there. And then this one snaps into place right there, okay? Two more things that I noticed about this that I like about this one. First of all, you can see where the water level is on the front of this system. This one, the other one that I did, you kind of have to just like open up the cap and look around in there and make sure that the water is okay. So this one, you can monitor the water line a lot easier. Secondly, was about this arm. With the other iDOO system, you kind of just like extended the arm up, which is fine. But this one is a little smoother, and I really like that. So instead of like kind of pulling on the other one, you just loosen this and you can push it up and down to wherever you need it to be. Okay, so there's that all assembled. And then our top plate would go right here, like that. And then next, we are into getting our pods ready. So I don't have any seeds to start in here today. I am going to be starting them in a couple of days here whenever I figure out what I want to grow in here. I haven't decided yet. I have lettuce and cilantro and basil growing in my other one right beside me right now, and they're doing good. And I haven't decided what I want to do in this one yet. So I'm just gonna show you how to put this one together and start my seeds at another date. Okay, So, first thing I noticed is that these are a lot smaller than these ones. Let me show you here, we'll just compare size. But the reservoir of this one is a lot shorter than the other one, so that makes sense. Okay, so we have one of our little, let me scoot this to the side. We get one of these little, I don't know, holder, whatever you want to call it. And then we're going to open our dirt sponges. Okay, your dirt sponge here goes inside that little holder. And as you can see, there's a little hole at the top of that dirt sponge. And you would put your seeds in there. The other one suggested to soak your seeds for a few minutes before planting them. I don't know if this one suggests the same or not. I'd have to look into that. But something to think about anyway. I know that a hydroponic system, the water's coming up from the bottom, obviously. So if you soak the seeds, I feel like that would just give them a boost to get growing a little faster. Although I noticed that these soil sponges really soak up the water really, really fast. And they hold water really well. And so I don't know that soaking your seeds is 100% necessary, but they recommended it. So up to you. Anyway, so then we would just take this, we'd slide it down inside one of our little holes there. Okay, and then let's open these up. These right here are little caps. So you take these little caps and you would put them on top of your seeds. So what this does is this helps to control the moisture and the temperature inside there, and it helps your seeds to germinate and grow a little quicker. Once your seedlings start to come up a little bit, start to get a little bit of growth on them, you can go ahead and take these off. You no longer need them. So this just is like a little greenhouse. It helps to hold in the humidity and the temperature and help that seed start even quicker. So that's what those are for. If you have, let me get this out. Say you're growing in like 5 of these holes, you have something growing, but then this side you don't have anything planted yet. You're going to plan for it, but you don't have anything in there yet. Instead of letting all that water evaporate out of those holes, they gave you little plugs that just fit right over the top and cover those holes. Which is really nice. I like that. The other one, I would use the little greenhouse things and put over top of those holes, and that's what I'm doing currently right now. I have one that I'm not using, and I just put the little greenhouse cover on, which works fine, but this one's nice that it comes with some caps as well. Let me see, am I missing anything? Oh, okay, so then we have these little garden stakes, which are pretty basic, and obviously you can't put these in with the seedlings because you have to take the cover off to fit them inside of it. The instructions weren't very specific on this. I feel like you might be able to put them in the little holes that are in front and or behind. They don't really look like they were designed for that. But for me personally, if I didn't know what I had in here and I needed a garden stake to tell me, but I waited until those things sprouted and then put the garden stake in, it'd probably be too late. So, but these are nice that they gave these to you, and you'd either put them in front or behind or wait till they sprout and put them inside of it. So those come along with it. So I think that's all the accessories. So let's talk about these. Okay, so the directions on the back say, fill the bottle containing a solid nutrient particles with purified water and shake bottles to fully mix the content. Yeah, so all you do is you open these up and you fill them up with water. I fill them to here. I don't know if there's no like marking per se, but I fill these up with water, replace the lids, and then shake them up until they all seem like they're really well dissolved. So let me do that real quick. Okay, so we just give these guys a shake until we can't really hear anything rattling around in there anymore. Okay, so I have my water right here and I have my nutrients. This A and B plant nutrients are what feed your plants while they're growing in the system, because they're not really in dirt, they're in like little dirt sponges. They're not getting the nutrients that they would normally get if they were in potting soil or they were out in the garden. So we need to make sure that we put these in here. This is what feeds our plants. And what we can do here is we have 1 liter of water right here, and we would put 5 milliliters of each A and B solution into this 1 liter of water and fill up this container. Now you can either do this 4 times because this holds 4 liters of water, or you can fill this up 4 times and then add 20 milliliters of each. And the instructions kind of explain that a little better. But I think the easiest way to do it is just get 1 liter of water, add 5 milliliters of A, 5 milliliters of B. Let me see here. We're just gonna mix her up. And then let me remove the top here. And we're just going to pour this into our system. Just like that. And because this is a 4 liter system, we're going to do this 4 times. Okay, now that our system is all filled up with water, you can see by looking at this little window in the front that it is at the max fill line. So now what we need to do is replace this top, just like this. Okay, now I have one of those pods in here. This is when you would put your pods down inside there and you would start to put your seeds in there. You could go ahead and plant your seeds. I did want to mention that they suggested putting 4 seeds in each cell. That makes sure that you get a nice germination rate, making sure that you have plants that actually come up. Some of those seeds may not be viable or whatever, and so sometimes not all 4 seeds will germinate. So by putting 4 in there, you ensure that you get some plants. If all 4 come up, or if 3 or even 2 come up, I noticed with this, there's not a lot of room. So you want to cut off the extra ones. So if there's one that looks like particularly good, you're gonna cut off all the others and let that one continue to grow. Sometimes you can fudge 2, I fudge 2 here and there, but you definitely don't want all 3 or 4 or whatever to continue to grow, because they're just gonna be competing for space and for water and for nutrients and all those kinds of things, and you'll get a less healthy plant if you have a whole bunch competing. So anyway, let's get to plugging it in. Okay, so now we're going to take our plug, now that we have water in the system, and we're going to plug it in. So first thing you're going to notice is there is a plug coming out the back of the system. We're going to take that one and plug it into the light up above. Okay, it goes right up there and plugs in. And then this one, the power cord, plugs into a hole that's right on the other side of the light. So the first one plugs in here, and the power cord itself plugs into here. Then let's plug it in. I gotta unplug my other one. Oh, it gets so dark. I'm gonna plug this one in. Oh, there we go. All right, let me bring you guys in a little closer so you can see what's happening. Okay, so I wanted to bring you in a little closer so you can hear the pump is running, and obviously the water's in there moving around. And the light is on, of course. The fan right there. The fan is blowing, I can feel it. And these are the lights you have on top and the buttons. So obviously first we have your power button. this controls the fan and the water, whether you want those on or not. You can then have a setting for vegetables or for flowers and fruit. So you can either choose one of those or the other. Okay, now that our system is all set up, I wanted to talk to you about a few other details about this system. So first of all, the user manual. I thought that this user manual that came with this particular system was very helpful. It had a lot of information about each of the steps of how to put things together and how they worked. There was a lot of information on the buttons on top of what you want to select and what to do there. There was planting instructions for how to put your seeds in. There's pruning and transplanting and all kinds of information like that. How to even pollinate whenever it's indoors. Harvesting, all kinds of stuff. There's even in here how to clean your system and some troubleshooting things. So if you're having some problems with your system, or if you have some questions, there's a few questions here in the back that answer them for you, which I thought was really helpful. It really just gives you a lot of information on how to be successful with your system, and I thought that was nice. Secondly, I would like to go over the buttons that are on top of your system and talk a little bit about what they do and how the system operates. So the beauty of this system is it takes the guesswork out of your growing. So when you turn your system on and you select either fruits and vegetables or you select either vegetables or fruits and flowers, the system will then automatically set a timer where it will run for 16 hours and it's off for 8. So you do not need to turn it on and off. You do not need to worry about it. You set it and you forget it. If it's kicking on in the middle of the night for you, you might want to set it a little earlier in the day, things like that. So you determine what time you want it to kind of kick on, and then it will kick on every time during that day and then shut off 16 hours later and be off for 8. Then secondly, your fan and water pump down below button. That one will run for 30 minutes and then off for 30 minutes for 10 hours. So whenever you have that, its default is to just be on for 30, off for 30, on for 30, off for 30, on for 30, off for 30 for 10 hours. If you want it to be running the entire time, you just push it one more time and it'll run constantly. So if that's something that you want constant airflow and constant circulation, you can set it for that as well. You just push it one more time and it'll set that. If you're wondering if your fan or your pump are on, you can't hear them, maybe it's too loud in the room, whatever, you don't see it, the indicator light beside it is on. It's blue whenever the system's running. So if it's off for 30 minutes, it won't be blue. So just a little bit of way that you can easily see, is it running right now or is it off? So yeah, I think this system, I like it. I'm gonna have some fun growing in it. There's some improvements that the company made. Obviously it's bigger, you can grow more in it. And I'm excited to try it out. I like the addition of the fan that kind of circulates some air around in your plants and things like that. So I will be doing some update videos once I get some plants in here and get them growing. I'm gonna keep you guys updated on how it's working, if they're growing good, what problems I'm having, all kinds of stuff like that. And things that I learn as I go. I have not used this particular system yet, so there may be some things that I learn along the way. So I think that I pretty much covered everything. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I'd love to answer them and help you if I can. If I don't know the answer, I like to message the company directly and ask them, because I think it's best to get your information from the source. So if I don't know the answer, I will message the company and I'll ask them, and then I'll let you guys know. I want to make sure that I'm giving you accurate information. Also, like I said in the beginning, if you guys are interested in looking at this system further and purchasing it, there's a link in the description below, and I currently have a discount code that you can copy and paste. That discount code will not be good forever. It runs out eventually. I'm not sure exactly when. But if you guys are interested, you can take advantage of that, and I'm excited. I mean, who doesn't love growing food inside? It's absolutely amazing. And these systems, these iDOO systems, both of them, make it super easy to grow food inside. Like, set it and forget it. Just check the water levels every once in a while, clean it once a month, and you really don't have to do much with them. So I really like that, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next one.